to, they have this ability to want to learn more, and they have this observant nature. So I would say that 40% to 45% of tech guys play chess. Now, the reason why these tech guys play chess is not just because they love it as a game, but there is something about chess that unveils your strategic thinking. What the author call it is called critical thinking. Critical thinking is a skill that you can learn. Beyond it being creativity, it's also a skill. People go for critical thinking courses and get certificates under critical thinking. In fact, when you go abroad to work abroad, one of the things that is going to be analyzed in some certain job areas is how you assess matters. In fact, even people that are traveling now, going for healthcare jobs abroad in London, in the UK, in Canada, one of the things, they give you an assessment interview. In that interview, they ask you questions to assess your critical thinking level. And so that is why most of the people that in this my wonderful country that are in school, students, and they are basing their facts based on AI, AI. There are some places when you go to, AI can't help you, especially ChatGPT. It can't help you. The reason why those things are created is to aid you, not to be you. These are two different things. AI is there to aid you. It's not meant to be you. You're the one that controls it. You use it to get information, fill up yourself, and then continue with the information you've gotten. And so when you now talk about going outside and getting all those things, AI won't sit with you on that interview desk. No. It would be everything that you have gotten into your head. It will be the amount of time that you have spent studying. And so one of the ways of understanding or being a strategic person is by having that skill of thinking critically. So that is one thing tech guys have in common, and so that's why you see them playing chess. An opponent moves a particular on a particular chessboard, either on the black or on the white. The other one moves. They keep on using strategy to be able to get the king or the queen. Actually, yes, between two of them, is either they want to kill the queen first or they want to kill the king first, because the queen is the most terrible human being in chess, right? So that's it. It's just that's strategy. So, having explained strategy, I will jump to promotion strategy immediately. Now, when you talk about promotion strategy, it's about bringing in the two. When you bring in promotion and you bring in strategy, and then you combine the two together and then you give it a definition. This is the best way to learn. You bring in the first word, you define it, you understand it. You bring in the second one, you define it, you understand it. You make a meaning out of both of them when two of them are joined together. It helps you build something called a memory palace in your brain that you can actually go back to and recover everything that you've gotten. So now, in terms of promotion and strategy, which we define separately, now when we bring together both of them, we would say promotion strategy combines marketing tactics to reach a and you start using the strategy. You also know that you also know that this strategy might not work. So what can I do in case this strategy does not work? So that's the role of strategy when it comes to promotion. Now, that brings us to the topic of today: new media promotion strategy. Now, the simplest definition: we have explained new media, we have explained media, we have explained new media, we have explained. Okay, I have not talked about old media. Now, when we talk about old media, we are talking about um, all the traditional means of communication we once had in this life before some people that involved critical thinking decided to help our world, our age. So when we talk about traditional communication channels, we are talking about newspaper. Now, you know that there are some certain people that still live in this traditional, and if you check the age bracket of the people that still live in this traditional means of communication, the age bracket are those people that it has gotten used to them. It's not easy for them to just go on Instagram, go on Twitter, go on TikTok, and then find those information. These are our papas. You get their age from the ages of 60, from the ages of 60, yeah, 60 upwards, 60, 70, 80. There is a place where I live, there's a place called Texaco. And Texaco is a filling station, and my house is, let's say, 30 or 20 minutes from Texaco. So there's a particular place in that filling station where every evening, I think, or every early in the morning, between these two times, I've forgotten, it's been long. And you see old men, you see men from like 50, 60 upwards discussing newspaper, discussing is either is a Ronaldo thing or is a news thing, or at that period when I used to see them, or it was a good luck a Jonathan thing, or it was during P2B it was worse. Everybody, even me, read newspaper. So that's how it is. That's like that traditional you can't easily bend it out of those people. You can't bend the radio out of your mother. If your mother was the kind of person that listened to, even in that small Nokia touch, nah, because why am radio can because can get news. So it's the way. So now, in the aspect of promotional strategy, there is a particular product that you could be selling, or there is a particular product that you are selling, and that particular product you're selling is for a particular target audience, and that particular target audience is for those people that listen to radio. And you know that the people that listen to radio are no Gen Zs. So if you're targeting that product and you're going to the radio station, the people you are going to be playing for are from 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So if the radio station now has segmented your audience for you, it has told you that this is the audience bracket. Then if you now say, I want to do newspaper, you already know the count. So any product that you are selling, so okay, who would use radio station to broadcast? Who? The government. One, that is one of the easiest way to reach to the public in the rural, to the people in the rural areas. So let's say they want to advertise a new code where you can get emergency help immediately. Like America, they say it's 911. One of the places they will use is radio station. Every radio station in the southeast will start pronouncing it, right? Then you will see banners, they'll put it on newspaper because they want people in the rural area to hear it. They will also now involve something we call new media. They will involve something we call new media. So they will also take it on social media. They will run something we call Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok ads, Twitter ads, Thread ads, Snapchat ads, so that a particular audience segmentation can also see it, which is from, let's say, 40 downwards, 40, 30, 20, 10 downwards. YouTube, name it, Pinterest, Google, name it, websites, and all those things. So that's where you can see, click the info below to get more information on our website. That's not for people 60 and above. That is not, expect those ones are learned. I'm talking about people in the rural areas. So you now know the audience by which you're reaching to with either old media or new media. So where you're referring to newspaper, television, even anybody listening to me now, those days You people used to gather around your house to listen to radio broadcasts, to listen to entertainment shows, right? When Papa Ajasco came out, it was this TV that used to have antenna we have in our house. So if network, if connection goes off, you go and hit the antenna. You hit it. If you hit it, if the thing not work, if the antenna was straight, you make it slanting or vertical or horizontal so that net like connection will enter. All those things were things that we used in old media. But now in new media, if I want to watch Papa Ajasco, all I need to do is go on YouTube, type Papa Ajasco. All the episodes of Papa Ajasco will come out. New media. So when we're talking about now, I can go and explain new media promotion strategy. Very simple. New media promotion strategy leverages digital platforms for targeted marketing. Simple. Just when you hear new media promotion strategy, it's all about using, let me not speak big English, using digital platforms for targeted marketing. Or another word would be segmented marketing. That's what I was saying. From 60 upwards, radio station. From 40 or downwards, social media, phone, app, Instagram. So new media promotion strategy is the art of using digital platforms or digital networks to target any audience or a specific audience. So now, having explained that, I would have loved to give a brief overview of old media, new media from the 15th to the 19th century, 20th century, but my time has gone. The time I was given has gone. It would have been a very interesting story, but let me just jump and talk more about new media. So, unlike old media, in which I've talked about traditional channels, print, broadcasts, there are certain advantages of new media. So now let's talk about those advantages. Number one is interactivity. Why or how? New media allows everyone to engage with the content actively. It allows you to engage with the content actively. That's the online interaction. That's one of the advantages. So you are able to a full community of a particular target gender or a particular target audience can come on a particular post that you've made on social media, like, comment, share, collaborate with you, and the post will also appear on another person's page, and two of you will have the same post on your page, right? That is one advantage of new media. In the 1990s or in the 1950s, sorry, you couldn't even make it. Where are you making the post? You could not print yourself on newspaper and collaborate. No, those things weren't there. So now in new media, you can post a picture on Instagram and collaborate with somebody you want the picture to appear on her page. Maybe you took a picture with a group of people, let's say 5 people. Now you can, instead of just tagging those 5 people, you can collaborate with all 5 people, and the same picture will appear on those 5 people's page, and you will now see Alfred Cheta and 5 others. What that does is, that's interaction, in online interactivity. What it does is that it leverages the audience of everybody. Like if Alfred Cheta has 1,000 followers on Instagram, and my boss Sir Chidozie has 20,000 followers on Instagram, and the other 3 people has 3,000 followers, 2,000 followers. If I make the post and collaborate with all these people, automatically me that don't need to get 50 likes will start getting 1,000 likes, 1,500 likes, 500 comments, 300 shares. Reason being that I was able to leverage on the audience of my friends on social media. That couldn't happen in old media. It happens in new media. So that's one of the advantages of new media. interaction, online interaction. Another advantage of new media is what I call global reach. For example, that newspaper, radio, okay, let me use radio. Your radio is limited to a certain region, right? The same radio that plays here is not the same radio that plays in Kano. I don't think it's the same radio that plays is not the same radio that plays in Kano. The radio station in terms of frequency and broadcast, right? So the reason of that is because that radio station is will I use the word segmented or put in place for a particular geographic location, right? And that is the disadvantage of something like newspaper. Guardian newspaper is nothing. Okay, let me use another country. Guardian newspaper is not, there's no Guardian newspaper China, right? There's no Sun newspaper Korea. Reason being that it is limited to your region. It is limited to your, it's in-house, it's limited to your region. But when you talk about global reach, you're talking about being able to stay here and see what is happening in Korea, and see what is happening in China, and see what is happening in America, and see what is happening in the Philippines, and see what is happening in Canada, and see what is happening in the UK. You're able to see all those things. Why? Because you are able to understand the power of new media. And one of its advantages being global reach. So digital platforms enables you to reach a global audience instantly, helping you break geographical barriers, location barriers, regional barriers, village people barriers, everything breakable. It helps you break it. It expands your reach from your limitation. Anything that is limiting you to your country, it helps you get out. That's one of the benefits of new media, global reach. Another benefit of new media is something I call customization. Now, when I talk about customization, I talk about you being able to personalize what you want to see. Customization, you being able to personalize what you want to see. I don't know how many of you might have gone on Instagram and you've seen your Instagram feed. It's something called algorithm, but I don't want to start using those big words, right? You go on Instagram, you see your Instagram feeds, you see your social media feeds. You go on Facebook, there's a certain level of, if you're the kind of person that like Korean movies, people like me, oh, let me not lie. But I kind of person that like Korean movies, right? Some of us do watch it because of their cinematography, videography, or because you just want to laugh. Their language is funny and all those things. If you're that kind of person, your this thing is customized to your personal preferences, in the sense that what you will see more, what your algorithm is sending to you more, are more of the things that you have indicated interest that you wanted to see. So that is why some of you come online, and most of the things you're seeing on your feed is because it's fashion oriented things. Why? Because you're a fashion designer. Some of you that bake cakes, when you come online, most of the things you see online is baking related materials. Why? Because you are interested in anything baking. When you come online, it's like that. But if you notice, when you now use your friend's phone to go online with your friend's account, you're seeing a different thing than what is on your feed. So with new media, one of those advantages is that you can customize what you want to see, and anything you did not choose that you want to see, you will not see, except it's Satan that wants you to see it. Except it's Satan that wants you to see it, you will not see it. So that's one of the advantages of new media, being able to do search, read, listen, watch based on your personal preferences. Now, the fourth thing I'm going to talk about as one of the advantage of new media is getting real-time updates. For example, when Theophilus Sunday, my only gaze, removed his gaze and put his gaze on someone else. I'm so sorry for right. I'm just trying to make the class interactive. when I came online on my social media, everything I was seeing was still Sunday. No glory in this world, don't see glory for this world. Uh, Now that we are married, that was a song that was not trending. Song that my brother sang for Holy Spirit. You see that my algorithm is sending me things that in terms of customization, which is what I've talked about before. Now, never met Theophilus Sunday before in my life. When we now come back to number one, content interaction. In old media, when they were doing this newspaper thing, you can only discuss, comment, share, like based on the people that were around you. But now, so for Sunday that I've never met before in my life, I can watch him online, I can watch him get married, I can watch him do all those things, and I can comment on his personal post, and he can respond to me. Lawrence Oyo can respond to me. Pastor Choka can respond to me. Apostle Edu can respond to me. Apostle Roman Sa can respond to me. Apostle Michael Orobo can respond to me. Why? Even though I've never met them before, but I can be able to reach out to them. This is one of the advantages of new media. Being able to get real-time updates, real time as it is happening. It's something you would call e dey show, you dey see, abi you dey see, e dey show. As it's happening, you're seeing it immediately. For example, when Nigeria was playing against in the AFCON, people you would go, old media, right? Old media, people had to go to viewing stations to watch, not because they did not have lights, not because they did not have TV, but they like that ability to interact within that environment. They shout and everything. Or some of them did not have phones like our old people. But me, I was in my father's house with light and power bank, and I was streaming the whole match online. It's just data that is going, but I was streaming the match online. When Iwobi did what he did and everything that happened, I was watching it online. Right? When Osimhen scored his goal and they cancelled it, I watched it online. But people in my neighborhood were shouting. So what did I do? Because I still kukuma like the old media thing, I off my phone, off my data, and I went out to go and follow them and shout because of the jubilation it brings. So yes, one of the advantages is real-time updates. Another advantage of new media is cost effectiveness. Please, are you guys following me? Is it interactive enough?
Exactly. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay, so another advantage of new media is something I call cost effectiveness. Cost effectiveness. Now, this will be a bit tricky explaining this, but I'm going to try my best. Now, when you talk about digital marketing, like I said, if you want to explain words and you don't really understand it because it's really that is a big word, separate the words. When you talk about digital is online. Simple. Anything online is anything you can do online with a phone, with anything that has to do with tech is digital. When you talk about marketing, anything, if you hear marketing, just hear promotion, just hear buying and selling. So digital marketing, very simple. Being able to promote your goods and services digitally or on social media. You have defined it. So when you talk about digital marketing and advertising on new media, advertising is still promotion. It's big English, but made simple. When you talk about digital marketing and advertising on new media, you will be talking about platforms that you can actually advertise your product, and it's more cost effective compared to traditional media or old media. And yet you should get good results. For example, if you go to Guardian now and tell them you want to publish your product, skincare product, they'll call price for you. If you go to radio station will tell you per jingle 60,000. Your jingle will be running on Sunday for 1 month, and you will pay for the slot 200,000. But please, as advanced as I am, give me 100,000. I will give you ×2 of the results that radio station will give you. Give me 150,000. Give me that 200,000. I'll give you times 3 of the result. Because I know the power of media, of new media, right? So when you now talk about cost effectiveness, it's not cost effective. It costs more to promote things on social media, on radio station. It costs more to promote things on newspaper, right? It costs more to promote things on even TV stations. But when you have things like Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google ads, right? If you know how it works and if you have learned the tricks to it, then you know how you can influence it to give you certain results. When you bid or auction, or let me know those big words, when you put in a certain amount of money, you will see how many people this certain amount of money will get you. And out of those how many people, if he's telling you that there's every possibility that if you put 2,000 naira or 3,000 naira to promote your video or promote your product today, the ability for what this 3,000 naira can do is that it will help your product reach 1,000 people. But it does not guarantee that those 1,000 people will buy your product. Out of those 1,000 people, you will now start removing people that are interested, people that just like to view those kind of things, but they never buy. People that they are just on social media to just scroll up. And when they now finish helping you check all those things, they will now get you like 10 people out of 1,000 people with your 3,000 naira. 10 people or 15 people or 20 people that are really, really, really interested in your product. That is where we now come to another aspect of new media that talks about pitching your product and your services. The power of pitching. When you know how to pitch product and services, you will sell to anybody. But that's not our topic for today. Let's go back. Number 6, another advantage of new media. You talk about multimedia integration. Big English. Let me explain. Number 1, the topic is multimedia. Multi means over, big, too much. We already know what media is. Any means of communication. So the ability for you to expand information through the media in a very large way. Integration, very simple English. Input, bring in, put in. So when we talk about multimedia integration, we talk about your ability to put in, bring in, include different things to make up a very good product or a very good content strategy or a very good promotional material. So you want to promote your Oriflame product. Number 1, you need to think about the text to use in your graphic design. You need to think about the kind of images you use in your graphic design. Do you want to use a picture of a woman? I'm not talking from my field as a graphic designer. Do you want to use a picture of a woman that is holding her skin and smiling, or holding a mock-up product design and smiling? Then when you're now editing, you now put her picture. Now there's one mistake we normally make, graphic designers normally make. The fact that you know that you're selling to Africans, and the Africans you're selling to are black Africans, and then you're still using a white woman abroad to do your flyer design. Bro, why? But that's not our topic. Those things are things that needs to be addressed when we are talking about communication in new media. Communication. There are some certain things you don't do. Big brands don't do it. Airtel has not used, ever since I've seen Airtel has not used a white woman to sell Airtel SIM to you in Nigeria. Even if they are to use, they will use a black American, because they understand that this is the color of these people. So all these things are things that you look at when talking about promotional content. Your text, the kind of images you use, what kind of videos are you doing, right? What kind of videos are you doing? What kind is your audio good? Some of us want to sell, you say you're selling a luxury item, and you're selling a luxury item to a certain target audience, that you say you want to target rich people that used to travel business class, people that used to travel first class. I'm talking about people that are now into promotions, right? You say you're targeting all those people, and bro, the audio of your promotional video is bad. Like, how what's your plan? We are hearing Okuko, Abi fowl shouting in the background. We are hearing children that are playing ball in the next compound. We are hearing, bro, it's called distraction, content distraction. It removes the attention of people from your content. So that being said, another advantage of new media is something I call UGC. What's UGC? User generated content. Wherever you see UGC, it means user generated content. These are things you need to get yourself involved with as a new media personnel. So, user generated content, you'll be talking about using platforms like social media, you know, and encouraging community building community, right? Encouraging community building. So when you talk about user generated content, you're talking about content that you created by yourself, not content that you downloaded online, content that you created by yourself. And so that's why when we talk about branding, right, when we talk about branding in the branding business, we prefer to shoot your product and use your product for the flyer than going online. Let's say you do cakes or you do buns. If you call me to brand for you, ma, I will not go online and download buns. I will not go online and download cake. No, I will shoot your cake. If you're that good, then show your product. I will shoot your cake. I will let it now be, because you cannot just say, okay, this is what I do, this is what I do. And all the things that are on your social media are fake things that you didn't do. So if you're actually good at what you do, show people what you're doing. So we shoot it's called product shoot. We shoot your own product. We use your product for your graphic design. Airtel does not go to shoot MTN sim and put MTN sim and then color it red, and they shoot their own sims, right? Fanta does not go to shoot a Locozed boost. They shoot their own things. They use their own this thing. You don't put you don't see a graphic design of Fanta, and then you will not see Locozed boost in between it. No, it's wrong. So there is something called user. If you're good at what you do, you see a fashion designer, showcase your own fashion design. You're a cake person, showcase your cake thing. That is, even if I'm to even turn to motivational speaker now, let help yourself. That's one of the things that makes you know that you're taking progress, you're making progress, you're growing, you're effecting, you're making changes, and you're doing more than what you were doing before. And it actually helps you grow more. It builds your self-confidence, it builds your self-esteem, being able to say that I did this. That's user generated content. So that's these are the advantages. I would have talked about accessibility, simple, 24/7, being able to get information anytime, anywhere. New media advantages, 24/7 activity, accessibility, global collaboration. I've talked about collaboration, innovation, being able to evolve. I just talk about skills. There are thousands. Go on Google and say you want to learn keyboard now. You will see 700 searches of how to learn keyboard. Download the PDF. Just type how to learn keyboard PDF. Type it like that on Chrome. You will see 10, at least nothing less than 5 free PDFs on learning keyboard. You start practicing. You want to start learning how to do Facebook ads, type it, learn how to run Facebook ads, PDF. You will see. Type video, you will see it. YouTube, go to YouTube. Don't watch any video that is less than 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Target videos that are 15 minutes upwards. Download them. Watch Nigerians, watch Americans, put all of them together. At the end, you watch 30, 40 videos. You have become a semi-pro. By the time you now start practicing and running ads, you've become a pro. That's how it works. That's how new media helps you evolve. Everything is online, everything is on social media. What do you want to hide? Have you not heard of people that tweeted nonsense on Twitter in 2015? And let's say even in the presidential time, people went and searched what P2B tweeted in 24 in 20 in 2000 and people went down P2B's page and found it. That's the power of new media. So if we were to talk about types of new media, my time is already up. Let me just list them out. Types of new media. We'll have social media, that's your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, etc. We have blogs, people's private blogs, people's private vlogs on YouTube. We have podcasts. Nowadays, you hear things like podcast session. Join us on our podcast. That's audio. You can hear something like Spotify, Audio Mac, Apple Music, new media. Online streaming services like Netflix, like YouTube, especially Netflix. We didn't have Netflix in 1950. We have Netflix now, new media. Mobile apps, you can download games, you can play GTA San Andreas, you can play any kind of game you want to play, all those things, new media. Ebooks, digital publications. Ebooks are those PDF things I'm just saying now. Let me just use it like that. Ebook is PDF. Ebook is what documents. Ebook is any book that is digital that you can download online. Simply just put PDF there. Ebook. Let's not confuse ourselves with big English. I personally, I don't like confusing people with big English when I want to try to explain things calmly to you. Online forum and communities, webinars. Join us live on this webinar. Webinar is on WhatsApp. It has finished. Webinar is Zoom. We are doing webinar now. This thing we are doing is webinar. New media. Zoom was new media. There was no Zoom in 1915. There was no Zoom in. So yes. Google ads, digital advertising networks. These are types of media. Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Meta ads. Let me just share Meta. Then you can talk about influencer marketing. Influencer marketing is a very interesting topic. Simply, what is influencer marketing? There are three kinds of influencers. There are nano influencers, influencers that have 10,000 followers and below. There are micro influencers, influencers that have 100,000 followers and below. The macro influencers. And then there's micro influencers, 1 million and below. These are people, influencers in their different categories. People that already have the followers on social media that can help you repost. And they'll tell you, for me to repost on my page that have 100,000 followers, you pay me so amount. That is why you go on Instagram, you see something called paid partnership. Paid partnership. It means that person was paid to promote that content on their page. Wow. So yeah, that's one of the types of new media. Oh God. Now, if I was to talk about new media promotion strategies, let's talk about social media marketing. Simple, using platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter to promote your product and services. Let me tell you a story. For example, you own a clothing brand. You launch your social media campaign showcasing all the trending outfits that you brought out. Then you start sparking conversations on those trending outfits. Maybe you decide to host an event, or maybe you decide to host a mini show because of the new collection of the clothes you are bringing out, or maybe you decide to host a podcast section with like 10 influencers. This is what social media marketing. You want to do all these things to be able to generate a buzz around your content, around your products, or around your clothing brand. That's number one. One of the new media promotion strategies, social media marketing. Number two is something we call content marketing. What is content marketing? Content marketing is your ability to create relevant content. Let me not put content in the definition. Content marketing is your ability to create relevant social media interaction-based activities that will be able to keep your audience, that will be able to make your audience keep on coming back. anything that you can do, that you can think of to do to enable content interaction. Social, your post is content. So anything you can do to keep on making people come back, to keep on liking more content that you create, is called content marketing. So for example, let's say for example, let me use this popular podcast, The Honest Bunch. So on Instagram, they'll post trailers, 10 minutes trailers, 2 minutes trailers, 1 minute trailer, telling you that you should prepare. A new episode is going to be dropping on YouTube or social. A new episode is going to be dropping on YouTube on so day. So prepare your mind that on so this episode is going to be dropping. Honest Bunch. So you go on there, you tag, you like, you comment, you share. That's content, right? Now, the third new media promotion strategy is something called SEO, search engine optimization. SEO, search engine optimization. Search engine optimization. This one, I don't know whether you'll be able to explain because engine is engine motor. So there's no way to, I have to combine three of them together. It's a new media word, right? So search engine optimization is for websites. Search engine is, where is Google? When you hear search engine, just hear Google, hear Quora, hear Pinterest. These are search engines. Optimization, as big as that English is, let me just say creation. Let me just use, are they similar? I don't. Okay, so, but let me use a story. Let's say you own, let me use tech people. I've used clothing brand, I've used baking. Let me use tech. So let's say a tech startup improves its website's search engine optimization and increase his online visibility. And that enables him to bring more, get more leads. People want to download this app more. Search engine optimization is how your content ranks on social media. Like, the more people search about your content, the more visibility it gets. So for example, if one of the, then okay, there was a particular brand I worked on. The name of the brand as of the time, as of 2020, 2021, right? The name of the brand was Abachamako. It's Abachamako, right? And when I worked on Abachamako was one of those trending Abacha brands that was doing in Ababa. And even celebrities ate Abachamako. Celebrities like Nkole Suka, till date, is still on Abachamako space. Nkole Suka, Mike Zuroye, and the other Mike, and some other people. I worked on Abachamako, and when I was working on Abachamako, we knew the power of search engine optimization, because when I worked on their Google My Business profile, and I increased their reviews and their foot traffic to the shop. When I worked on all those things, when you just type, where can I buy abacha in Enugu, one of the first things that come out is Abachamako. Reason is because people have searched Abachamako, people have given reviews on Google My Business, people have said a lot of things. So the more people keep on talking Abachamako on social media, anything, once you just type it in, it brings out Abachamako on Instagram, brings out Abachamako on Facebook, brings out Abachamako on Google, shows you the direction, shows you where Abachamako is on Google Map. Some people will type it on Google Map and say, I want to go to Abachamako. Google Map will direct them down to, this is called branding, but it's not our topic of discussion for today. So that's search engine optimization. How your search, how your brand ranks on social media, how your website, how your name ranks, right? Then we now talk about the fourth one, new media promotion strategy, something called email marketing. Email marketing. That's your ability to send personalized emails. For example, UBA used to send you people email on your bank statement. They used to send you email. They'll tell you, or they'll send your bank statement via email. or they'll send you, or you see something like subscribe to our newsletter, email marketing, or you see something like to get more information, give us your email. There are some websites that you can't even enter without submitting your email address, so that they'll be sending you something called push notification and enable email marketing. Then you talk about the very last one I'll talk about, influencer marketing. Let me say, for example, I've talked about what an influencer means, but it's a new media promotion strategy where, for example, a beauty brand partners with a popular makeup influencer who creates a tutorial using the brand's products, leading to what increasing. For example, let me use a washing brand. When Viva came out, I think Nancy Isime is the person that owns Viva. I don't know, but due to that video Nancy Isime did with Viva, Viva's product sales increased by like 100%. That's new media promotion strategies. You now hear video marketing, mobile marketing, interactive content, user generated content, live streaming. Currently, what she does is live streaming on Facebook. It's new media. You couldn't do that in 1960. So I think I'm going to stop here. Thank you so much for having me.
What
But
a
she does,
wow. What a wow. I have my book fully loaded. Like I've been writing all this while. Imagine. Thank you so much, Mr. Alfred, for this amazing session with you this night. It's been something nothing than it's been something short of exceptionalism this evening. All right, I sincerely appreciate even the energy and the vigor at which you delivered, and the content at which you delivered this night. Why I'm so excited is that this content is out there, and it will be there till Jesus comes, and a lot of people would come back to watch this, even in the next 30 years, even in the next 50 years, and of course, the topic for tonight is very exceptional, all right? All those who have stayed here till this moment must agree with me that the delivery was top-notch, all right? So I'm going to take a few review of what you've just said from my notes, and then we'll take questions and we'll call it a day. The pioneer members of the Bold Money College will be having a meeting by 9:30, and we need to head straight to the meeting venue, right? So you said so many things about the new media, and paraphrasing, I would want to say a few things I picked. And the first is that the trend is fast changing and constantly changing. That is exactly why we do not have the same kind of media that was extremely efficient in the 90s, in the 80s, as efficient media today. And that is actually what we should expect in the coming years, that what we celebrate today as the social media, as the new media, as the internet, as Facebook and all that, will gradually fizzle away to give way for the new media, another set of new media, right? Because when in ages past, there was no television, there was no newspaper, there was no print or broadcast media. In those days, people used town crying, people use messengers, and a lot of other things in order to spread their communication abroad or around their community. And then comes the invention of the old, what we would currently call the old media, the television, the newspaper, and what have you. And then there has been something that is coming up or has come up already as the new media, the social media, everything smart TV, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all these terms that we've come to terms with, and we've called our reality in the 21st century, right? But that notwithstanding, we should be expecting another set of new media. And the earlier we begin to prepare for it, the better for us. All right. But while we are here, we must enjoy the process. We must enjoy the time. We must enjoy the present. We must enjoy the present. And that is exactly what we are talking about today, the new media, how we can be able to maximize it, live in the now, enjoy the now while we are heading to another new media. Because personally, I believe that the new media keeps improving. There is always improvement. Like room for improvement is the only thing that will forever be there or forever be available. There will always be the room for improvement to improve what has been worked on or what is currently celebrated. It could also be improved. All right. So now we must ensure that um, that our strategies are new media friendly. I'm trying to recap what Mr. Alfred just said. Our strategies must be new media friendly because we have passed that age where you can go to newspaper and get a lot of people to see what you are doing because that was their new media, all right? Where you can go to TV and a lot of people sees it. And even in the current dispensation, the new media is even cheaper, all right? It's cheaper than the old media because the old media has to do with a lot of technicality, equipment, and all that, all right? This involves extreme flexibility. The new media is extremely flexible. You must understand the extreme importance of the new media if you must succeed as an entrepreneur or a business people in this era, in the 21st century. That is, you must actually understand the importance. And you must not just understanding the importance, you must also understand the application of the new media. And that is exactly in fact, what Mr. Alfred just gave us this night is a course. And I will talk with him, we'll deliver it, we'll develop it as a full-blown course. How we can be able to use the new media as business people, all right? Now, the new media is of great importance and we must be able to understand and come to terms with the new media, the importance. It's essential for reaching out to so many people in the shortest period of time and even cheaper, all right? You can put in small money, reach out to so many people, cut across different parts of the world, very cheap. Like you don't need to, if you put a billboard, your billboard is restricted to your city. Nobody sees it any other place. And before people can see it, that person must have to travel to your city. Right? But the new media spreads it everywhere, sometimes cheap, sometimes even free, right? We must leverage on the new media if we must survive as business people. And there are different ways he has mentioned that we can. By content creation, he has also mentioned content marketing, digital marketing, search engine optimization, email marketing, influencer marketing, video marketing, and a lot of all that. And even the user-generated content. A lot um, to be able to work with in order to leverage on the new media and be able to grow our businesses, all right? So without wasting time, we will be calling for the summary or the rounding up or the closure of this session because we are coming back with a full-blown course on this. This is so mind-blowing that we must have to integrate it in such a way that people come and sit down and learn how they can be able to thrive as business owners using or applying the new media technology. All right. So thank you so much, Mr. Alfred. This is indeed phenomenal, and we are utterly grateful for the work you've put in delivering tonight. All right. So please, we would want to take questions. If you're here and you have a question, please go ahead and drop your question. We're going to take a question with the remaining 5 minutes, and then we'll call it a day. All right. So, Mr. Alfred, okay, the question I have here have since been answered, and I would appreciate any other person who would have that kind of question to just scroll through, and you get your answers. While you were at the midpoint of the presentation, I penned down a question and I said, how can a startup business person start his business promotion processes through the new media without funding, all right? Well, I believe this has been answered when you mentioned different aspects and different ways of um, of applying the new media. And you also mentioned about being an expert using free search engines like YouTube and learning for over 40 hours and 40 videos and all that. And then the person becomes a mini pro. I think you would want to say something about this.
Okay, so the biggest killer of success is fear. One, and one thing fear does is it's it feeds on your low self-esteem. So when fear approaches you, when it comes, it begins to feed on every weakness that you have. And if you are the shy type, it feeds on your shyness. If you are the I don't talk outside person, it feeds on that. If you are the I don't speak in the crowd, when there is a large crowd, fear feeds on that. Fear feeds on our weaknesses, and then it makes us weaker, and then it feeds on our weaker. Let me just use that English. It feeds on our weaker selves. So one of the first things to do, having planned your business and what you want to do, one of the first things to do is to find the root cause of what fear could feed on, and start making improvements on them. So if your business requires you putting your phone in front of you and saying, "Hi guys, my name is Alfred Cheta, and I sell nails, and I would like you to buy these nails. These nails go for as little or as low as 2,000 naira. But for the first 5 people, I'm going to give you at 1,950 naira. Okay, let me just make it 1,800 naira. First 5 people. Any other person, OYO, the prices are stable now, but they won't be stable anymore. So you know that is a problem for you to do that. You start killing it immediately. By even if you're not going to post it, bring out the camera and do it. Kill that weakness of yours that would not allow you to sell yourself out there. That's one. Number two is, there is something called social media, like I've said before. Social media is begging you with every if social media could kneel down and beg, lie down and beg, social media is lying down to beg you to come on it, come online on social media. And that is why when pastors are preaching, they tell you turn off your phone, and so that you can spend more time with God. Because social media will not even allow you to have personal peace of mind if you don't come on it. It's that intoxicating. So how can you use social media's intoxication to your own advantage? Go on social media. But when you go on social media, don't just watch for fun. There is a time to watch for fun, but there's also a time to watch for self-improvement. Go and search out for people that are doing the thing that you're already doing. Look at how they are doing it. Get a book, get a pen. I have a book and a pen for everything I'm working on. Get a book, get a pen. Whatever you're seeing there, write it down. Jot down some strategies. Jot down what you're seeing. How many minutes is the video? How did they put their caption? What did they write in their caption? What kind of caption did they put? How many minutes is the video? Where did they shoot the video? What kind of video is it? Did they use an influencer? Are you seeing paid promotion up there? What are they doing? Get all this information and start reapplying them one after the other. start reapplying them one after the other. Just like that, you keep on growing your social media page. You see the person brought out her, maybe it's a bag brand, a clothing brand. The person wore the clothes and walked to the camera and walked back. Nne, wear your clothes, walk to the camera and walk back. Let people laugh, post it. Start from somewhere. Start from somewhere, right? I wish I could share my screen. I would have gone to Instagram to show. There was a time I was doing content, right? I had this very small camera and I was Nikon D5200. It was actually touch camera, but I had the privilege of being in charge of the media, so I had to. I used to hold the touch camera, right? So it was a very a Nikon camera, and I was managing it. So I decided that there's no need that camera is in my house. So only on Sunday we use camera. We're not using camera to do anything. And I have the opportunity, by the grace of God, to be in charge of this. Let me start creating content. And I created my first three. After creating my first three, I saw the production. To me, I was satisfied. Don't let people kill your morale. You're in a process, and you will eventually be able to get money to get better things. My friends started telling me about the audio. My friends started telling me about the color grading of my videos. And then when they told me all these things, I said, okay, no problem. I did not take it that this guy is jealous. I did not take it as per, okay, you don't me, I don't, I say make I say you're going to encourage me. No. But I had friends that told me this, what you did is amazing, but you can do it like this. There are some people that know how to talk, and there are some people that don't know how to talk. You don't allow it to bother you. So what did I do? I decided that I was going to take every advice and implement better. I was using a zoom lens to shoot, right? My friend came back, and he came back with his Nikon D750. It's a far more higher camera with a prime lens. I borrowed his prime lens to shoot. And when I used the prime lens, I saw that the quality was better, and I posted it. And those my friends was like, upgrade, upgrade. You don't upgrade, but guy, do them like this. I decided to take the positivity again. I went and brought my friends Nikon D750 and shot with it. And when I shot with it, everybody was like, Alfred, you have changed levels. And then my friend had to go back to Oka, so my content creation journey ended there, right? And an iPhone to continue. And the quality I've posted, I can't go lower than that quality, but that's a discussion for another day. So don't number one, always learn from any advice you are giving. Don't take the advice as if they are killing you. Look at the things you can learn from that advice. Go out there, do something. Go on social media, create your own personal account, right? You don't need all you need, you can even use hotspots. You don't need capital or data capital to be able to create social media account on Instagram. You don't need it. You can even go outside and say, and tell somebody that is in PS, please, can you run hotspots for me? I really want to do something online. Create your Instagram and go, right? Don't let anything limit you. The first killer, the second killer after fear is personal limitation. And fear also thrives on that. So that's just it. I've already talked about how you can learn things. You save up, buy data. Maybe you buy 20 gig. Go on YouTube, download 10 minutes video of 5 Nigerians that did it. Also go and find 5 Americans that did it. Download from 10 minutes and above. At the end, you've downloaded like 20 videos, or yes, 25 videos. Sit down with a book and a pen. Discipline yourself well enough to sit down and write. As you're listening, watching your jotting, as you're watching your jotting. By the time you are done, you have learned a lot. You can now start practicing. The last thing I'm going to say, I learned this thing from someone, and God forgive me that I've forgotten his name. He's someone that we all know. Ah, Pastor Donny something. No. I'll remember his name. What he does is that he's a doctor actually. What he does is that he said if he wants to write a book on success, he goes to download 5 books. He goes to buy 5 books on success. He reads the whole 5 books on success. After reading everything, he uses the whole 5 books to write his own book on success. All is very simple. There's nothing we are saying again. So yeah, that's just it.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Mr. Alfred. You see, there's work in doing, right? The work actually starts in doing. Many people will just sit down there and give flimsy excuses, reasons why this is not done, reasons why they did not start that thing that just came into their mind. They do not have iPhone. They do not have money to register it. They do not have people. They don't think it's that they are qualified enough. You see, especially in the niche where we are working on. You see, the business and entrepreneurship and money niche. You see, in most cases, people want you to showcase the affluence. All right, showcase that you have arrived before you'll be able to gain their trust. You'll be able to gain their attention. You can be able to teach them. All right. But that is not consequential, because one thing I believe is growing in the process. Growth in the process. Some people want to sit down and grow first before they can actually begin anything. But you find out that by the time you grow, your attention shifts to another thing and you begin to grow in that thing. If by the time you are done growing or you have grown to an extent in that thing, your attention practically shifts to a different thing altogether. All right. So there's no excuse. There's no excuse. If you're running a business, there's no excuse why you are not maximizing the new media. No excuse. And there's something about recently I began to understand that you got to invest in inorganic growth. Inorganic growth. If you depend on just organic growth, you might not really be able to do so much. You might not really be able to do so much. But when you invest in inorganic growth, it takes you around. It shows people what you are doing. Even if it is not really very, very fruitful, even if the investment you are making is not very evident at the initial point, because most time what we want to do is to make investments and see the results in a few moments, all right, in a few minutes, in just some seconds, in some hours, in some days, in a few months. But even if that is not happening, you keep investing in that inorganic growth, keep boosting, running ads, influencer market, let people begin to see what you are doing. And you are documenting your growth with your page. That is why every business, every idea must have a page. If you go to my Facebook, you see that I control over 10 pages. All of them represent different ideas. And some of them are just lying down there. One day they will just wake up. They just wake up and it begins to run around. It begins to go everywhere. People begin to see them. All right. The first action I used to encourage young entrepreneurs and business leaders is that the first action, the first thing to do is to the first thing to do is to create, but give it a name. Give it a name. All right. When you give it a name, you give it an option. You create that option on social media, give it a presence, give it a name, give it a presence on social media where people begins to say it. It could be just the action into a great business idea might just be to create a Facebook page, use Canva or just download anything as logo and put there. That might be the first idea. That might be the first work we are doing. And unconsciously, you are acting on that idea without knowing. All right. But if you let it slide, you are waiting for the perfect time when you have a good logo, when you have a good structure, when you have good people, when you have everything, good money and everything you need, you might not really get there. All right. You might not really get there. Of course, I am a strong believer that there's no place called there. You might not get there. All right. So thank you so much, Mr. Alfred. All right. Thank you for this amazing session. And I trust me, this is one of the best things that has happened to everybody that will come across this conversation this period, right? So in closing, I would want to take your closing remark in 1 minute, Mr. Alfred. But before then, do we have anybody with any question here? Do we have any question? All right, Mr. Alfred, please go ahead.
Okay, so hi everyone. Okay, so in closing, my last remark, what I would say, it doesn't come easy. It's not easy. It's not inspiration alone, getting inspiration alone. You need to just take some time off and just say this period is inspiration period. I always tell people something that I do. There's something about celebrating your personal wins. Sorry, what it does is that it helps you want to win more. So let's say I decide that I want to do this particular task right now, and I know that, okay, this is a task I want to do now. This is a task I want to do now. And I eventually do that task within the given time I have given myself. And after doing that task within that given time, and I did it well, if I had 3,000 naira in my account, I'll use 1,000 and go and buy pepper soup and eat. I will tell myself in my mind, this pepper soup you are eating, you are celebrating yourself, or you are rewarding yourself for achieving this task in the given time. So that was when I could eat pepper soup, not now. So anything you can do to celebrate, if it means watching a movie when you achieve a particular task and then you say, okay, I'm going to go on Netflix and watch a movie, do it. Don't kill yourself with the success syndrome. The success syndrome can kill, because when you try and try and try and keep on trying and it feels like what you've achieved is not what you're meant to achieve, no, give yourself breaks. Plan again and do again. Plan again, do again. Plan again, do again. I heard somebody that said, never stop planning. Even Apostle Paul say, I die daily. He had to keep on dying every day, because the next morning you wake up, you will see something that will vex you. Early in the morning, as you're opening gates, you will see something that will vex you. So he had to keep on dying daily. It's the same thing applies to life. Every day is a new opportunity for you to make bold money moves. Every day is a new opportunity for you to make bold moves. But reward yourself at instances where you made progress. That's one. Reward yourself. Take yourself out. Go to that big restaurant that you need babe, or you need babe to take you to, or you need your fellow guy. Go there, sit down, eat alone, snap picture, you do Snapchat, post it. Take care of yourself. Take yourself out. That is one. Celebrate your small wins. And secondly, it never comes easy. So never stop planning. Just keep on planning. Keep on planning. One thing, writing the vision down every morning and making it plain to yourself. What thing it does is that it drives you to want to accomplish more. It keeps your mindset in a state that you know that there are some things that you're meant to do. And that if you're watching movie now, you know that you are the one that is doing yourself, because you have already planned that there are some certain things you will do, and you watching movie now is killing yourself. I'm telling you from personal, everything I'm saying is personal experience. I will not come and go and quote somebody that in America and come and no. I'll tell you from my own personal experience what I've done and what I've seen that is wrong in what I've done. The last thing I'm going to say is personal or self-organization. That one has done me something in life, not being able to organize things properly. So organize yourself, plan and organize yourself. Do things right, right? Do things right. Think before you do things. Think before you talk. Think before you act. That it's called critical thinking. so that you won't make mistakes and regret them. But that does not mean you can't make mistakes, right? It does not mean you're above mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. But what makes you better, what makes you improve, is your ability to learn something from your every mistake. And yes, that's all. So for new media is on your face. It's in your face. It's like in your face. Even right now, it's in your face. Some of us are even scrolling Instagram as we are talking here. It's in your face. Leverage the power of new media and do wonders. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. It's been an amazing time, and we are utterly grateful. Right? Thank you. And we'll be glad to have you some other time in the nearest future. God bless you, Mr. Alfred.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys, we've come to the end of this session. Please do well to visit, and we are going to come back some other time next month for the business clinic with Chiedozie Okeke. And next month is going to be phenomenal. I bet you next month is going to be exceptionally different, right? So please get yourself prepared. It's going to be mind-blowing and out of this world. My name is Chiedozie Okeke. You can call me Dr. Chiedozie Okeke, and I am the convener, Bold Money College, and a lot of other things that are attached to my name, but let us leave it at this. Thank you so much for being here, and see you some other time.
Thank you. Bye.